D2L's Grades toolset features a powerful gradebook that stores, calculates, and displays student grades to you and your students. In this video, I show how to add grade items and categories to a weighted gradebook in D2L. These items correspond to assignments, quizzes, exams, or any other scored assessment you have within your course. While this video shows the process specifically for a weighted gradebook, you can see the other video in this series that shows how to add items and categories to a simpler, points-based gradebook. In another video, I discuss global settings and defaults which govern how the gradebook calculates and displays grades, and particularly how to adjust these in a new gradebook using the Setup Wizard. When it comes time to build the structure of a gradebook, this is done in the Manage Grades screen, reached via a link in the menu below the nav bar in the Grades area. In D2L, the basic entry row in a gradebook is the grade item. Items can be grouped together into categories, which is an organizational heading, and in the case of a weighted gradebook, establishes the weight of a set of items together. This gradebook is new and therefore empty. It has no items or categories. It has only rows for the final calculated grade and an adjusted final grade, which is only useful if I've set the gradebook to factor in a grade adjustment. To add an item, I click the blue New button and choose Item. The most common item type is numeric. After clicking that, I'm taken to the Grade Item Editor, where I'll describe the most commonly used and useful features. Obviously, the grade item should have a name. Also helpful is a short name. That keeps the columns on the gradebook spreadsheet narrow and my scrolling to a minimum. Now I could put this item into an existing category or create a new category along with it, but in this case, I'll let this be a standalone grade item. In a weighted gradebook, points can establish weight, but otherwise the point value is less important than weight. Often, professors simply put 100 for point value, just for simplicity. Weight, on the other hand, is more important. In this case, I want this assignment to be worth 15% of the total course grade, so I'll change this number to 15. If I have a rubric built within D2L's rubric engine, I can add it to this grade item so I can use it to grade, and my students see the rubric scores, and feedback in addition to their overall grade. For this grade item, D2L offers me the option to choose a different grade scheme and visibility settings rather than the defaults I set in global settings for all grade items. So I can have certain grade items and, as we'll see in a minute, categories display differently from the rest. In this case, I'll leave this grade item obeying the global visibility settings for this gradebook. If I click Save and New at the bottom of the screen, D2L creates this grade item and then offers me a new editor blank where I can create another grade item. Instead, I'll click Save and Close to go back to the Manage Grades screen. So I have one grade item created, and as D2L notifies me, it's worth 15% of the total course grade. D2L also gives me a warning message indicating that my gradebook doesn't currently add up. Where's the other 85% of the course grade? So I need to add some more. In a weighted gradebook, categories are particularly important since they can establish the weight of several items as a group within the overall course grade. In this example, I have 3 grade items within a category, online exams. That's clear because they are indented under this heading, which itself has no point value. Notice that the value of each of the items within the category under weight is 33.3. Together, the 3 items round to 100% of the value of the category. Meanwhile, at the category heading, I see 45, indicating that the value of all these items together is 45% of the total course grade. I can conclude from that each item is worth 15% of the total course grade. Note that there is no point value for the category. You cannot put a grade score into a category. You can only add scores to grade items. Meanwhile, I still have my video project item, which is outside any category. So the weight listed here is in relation to the total course grade. Altogether then, D2L recognizes that I currently have 60% of my gradebook constructed. Let's add more. I'll start by creating a category. I click the blue New button and choose Category. D2L gives me an editor similar to the grade item editor, but there are important differences. I'll name the category. I establish weight for the whole category. That is, what should be the collective weight of all the items within this category. Then I have the option for establishing weight for the individual items within the category. I can choose to manually assign weight, either directly or by points, within each grade items editor for each grade item. This is helpful if items will be weighted differently within a category. On the other hand, if I just want all the items to be worth the same in the category and course, I can click that radio button and tell the category to manage this weight for me, distribute weight evenly across all items. This is also helpful. Number of lowest non-bonus items to drop for each user. If I have 7 items in the category, I can tell my students that the lowest 2 scores will be dropped so that at the end of the semester, only 5 of those assignments will count toward their final course grade. This is a popular use of this feature, but there are other uses as well, so it's worth remembering. And again, like grade items, I can set visibility conditions for this category that deviate from the course defaults. I click Save and Close, and D2L creates the category. Now it's time to create some items within it. To create a new grade item, I again click the blue New button and choose Item, Numeric, and I add a name to the item. This time, I choose Category from the drop-down menu. If I hadn't created a category yet, I could click this link to the right to do so. I would be able to do that in a separate screen, and then it would bring me back to this item editor to finish creating this item. But I've already created the category I need, so I choose it from the drop-down menu. Now, I told that category to manage the weight of each item within it. So it will not let me adjust the weight on this screen, although I can add a point value. Whatever the point value of the assignment, its value relative to the category and the course grade will remain the same on this screen. I click Save and Close and see that D2L has created the item within the category. Currently, it says that the weight of the item within the category is 100, and that's true. The assignment is worth 100% of this category, and thus 40% of the course grade. If I add a second assignment to the category, the weight of each item is now 50% of the category. Since I told the category to distribute weight evenly across all items within it, it will distribute the value accordingly, however many items I add. You can edit a grade item or category in 2 ways. The quickest is to check its box to the left, or even check multiple boxes. Then click Bulk Edit. This allows you to perform most common changes. The exceptions are visibility settings and how a category manages weight for items therein. For that, you must return to individual item or category editor pages. Click the drop-down menu caret next to the item and choose Edit Grade Item. This brings you back to the editor screen for that item or category. Be sure when you've made changes to click one of the Save buttons at the bottom to make any changes official. Now that I have a complete weighted gradebook that contains all the items I need, I can see that it's complete because D2L is issuing me no warning messages at the top indicating that my grade items don't add up to 100%. If I go to Enter Grades, I can see that D2L has populated the gradebook with my grade items, each in their own column, underneath category headings. This gradebook is ready for the course.